Good morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I'm working on, and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is August the 2nd, and it is my 55th FlossTube video. Did you guys notice last week I said the wrong date, and nobody called me on it, but yeah, I made it like 2 days earlier than it actually was. But it is the 2nd today, I'm sure about that. So, welcome to August. I hope you guys had a great week last week. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you stopped by. I hope you enjoy it and want to subscribe and like and all of that stuff. If you are a continuing viewer, subscriber, thank you so much for being here. You guys make my week every week. I just love connecting with you through the video, and then all the messages that I get are really great, and I appreciate it all. I really do. So this past week for me has been kind of long and weird. Work-wise, I was alone in my office for the first 3 days for Monday through Wednesday, which I have to be honest, I like being alone in the office a little bit. Like, I usually get there first, and there's like an hour or so before my boss and my coworker, who's his sister, get there. Usually, and sometimes they go out and they'll do like family stuff, you know, and or business related stuff or family related stuff or whatever, and they're gone for a couple hours. I love that. But I don't really like being alone for 3 days in a row. My boss was at a golf tournament. His daughter is actually like a junior champion. Well, she's in college now, but she's a championship golfer. So he was at a tournament with her, and then my coworker had the shingles last week. So she had called me on Saturday, and she had like a sore shoulder, and so she thought she had burned herself, like a chemical burn, because she put like one of those chemical pain relieving patches on her shoulder, and then she was also like massaging it, and she had a big blister, and she thought, oh gosh, you know, she burned her skin with the chemical thing. But then Joe's wife, my boss, she's a doctor, so she was like looking at it, she's like, I don't like the look of that blister. That's like really bad. You need to go see your doctor, because it may be like a second-degree burn or whatever. So when she went to the doctor took one look and like, that's not a burn. You have shingles. And she's like, what do you mean? She goes, you have shingles. I can see a spot coming out here and a spot coming out there. So yeah, so she was home with the shingles for 3 days. Very painful, very, you know, itchy. She said her best friend was her ice pack, because that's the only way she could relieve the irritation on her skin. So, I mean, it's not something, shingles is not contagious if you've had the chickenpox virus. You can't catch shingles. You can catch the chickenpox from someone who has shingles if you've never had the chickenpox, but I have, so that's not an issue. But she still was out of the office for 3 days, because, I mean, the poor woman needed to, like, rest. So I was alone. But what was happening with me last week is I have one crown in my mouth, and I will be honest, I have been really bad. I haven't been to the dentist in several years, and in fact didn't have a dentist anymore. This year I got some dental insurance when I got my regular health insurance, which I have to pay out of pocket since my divorce. Thank you, ex-husband. And so I got dental insurance, and I hadn't used it yet or anything, but I just thought it was good to have it just in case. Anyway, so I have one crown, which is about 10 years old, at least, and I started getting kind of, you know, just like, it started like last weekend. I just kind of had irritation by it, and then it got to where it was like intermittent, really painful. And then Wednesday night, like in the middle of the night, it woke me up. It was so painful. I thought, oh my God, I need, you know, emergency, whatever. So on Thursday when I got to work, I went ahead and called the dentist office that was assigned to me on my insurance card, and they aren't open on Thursdays. So that was wonderful. So I lived with it for another day, and then Friday morning when I finally got a hold of them, they said because of COVID, you know, it's really hard to get in to see the dentist nowadays because of COVID, but they're only like doing appointments like a couple days a week. So next week it's Monday and Friday, so I got an appointment for Monday afternoon, or Monday early evening actually, to go in so they can see what the heck is going on with this crown. I think it might be like that it's loose. The thing that's weird though, because I don't have, like, I haven't had sensitivity really to hot and cold, although last night I ate a popsicle and it did start to ache, so maybe a little bit of sensitivity to cold. But you know, it doesn't hurt when I brush any more than it's already hurting. It doesn't hurt when I use my water pick. I think that the crown might be loose, and that's the problem. And as I said, Wednesday night the pain was so excruciating it woke me up in the middle of the night. However, yesterday I really had no pain. I don't really have pain today. So it kind of went away. So that makes me feel slightly crazy. But anyway, it's not completely gone. I mean, like, I'm not chewing on this side, and you know, I'm just aware of my tooth more than I think a person should be aware of a single tooth. So I think the crown might be loose. Maybe needs to be re-cemented or something. I'm hoping that there's nothing like really bad, like I don't need a root canal or anything like that. There's no, like, that I can see or feel, there's no infection around the tooth. The gum isn't messed up. My, you know, roof of my mouth isn't messed up. So I don't know, but I'm gonna go into the dentist, a new dentist tomorrow at 5. I'm supremely nervous about it. But it is what it is. So wish me luck that it's a simple fix. Yeah, so that was my week. I always say this, I didn't stitch as much as, you know, I normally do, and then I end up showing you a ton of stuff. So I did have, you know, a couple nights where I just didn't do as much as I normally do, but I guess I did quite a bit over the whole course of the week. So anyway, let's get into it. Now that I've whined to you about my sore tooth, let's get into it, and we'll go through all the stuff that I worked on this week. I had actually a couple new starts, so that's kind of exciting. Okay, so finishes. I was gonna tell you guys I didn't have finish, but I guess technically I did. It's not the whole project, but it's the part of the project. So this is my my cube that I'm creating. So this was the inspiration. I did this lime. This is a Needle Delights pattern lime, and I finished this one and then decided, like, what am I gonna do with this piece? And I decided to do 4 more squares in different colorways and then a plain square at the bottom and make a cube out of it. So I finished the blue this week, the blue purple to go with the green, and I did maybe a little bit more on the peach. Got all kinds of little things hanging off here. The reason I have these threads hanging is because when I've used these different threads and finished with the section that I'm doing, I don't really want to cut it off. I've just moved it over, but it's like you kind of have to do things in order, or I feel like I have to do things in order with this to make it work right. So so I don't really want to cut the thread off, but then again, you know, so I'm just kind of like saving it, like parked until I get to that point. So once I finished the blue, I went ahead and I started the pink colorway. Let me see. Does that help? My light seems weird today. So And I got some different, when I originally was putting the flosses together, because basically I just pulled all the flosses from stuff I had. And I didn't really have a shiny pink. So I did order a couple of those and they came in and I picked the one that worked best. Okay, I'm turning this off. I don't think it's doing any good. I'm getting really hot already. It's been almost 100. We're kind of having a heat wave here in Southern California. It started on Thursday. So hopefully it won't last too long, but it is really hot in here already this morning and I turned off my air conditioning. So, forgive the glow. I say that all the time. Okay, so that was the cube that I had kind of like a finish and a start on. And then other things I started this week, my September year of celebrations. This is my last one. And then when I get this finished, then I'm gonna pick another like seasonal project to do. I think I'm gonna do the Val's little stuff one. And oh, okay. And then the two other things that I started this week, I showed you guys this last week. This is the, oops, hold on. My little side piece here is not wanting to cooperate. This is the Beaded Embroidery kit, and I started it, and I got, so it's this first daisy that's done, so I'm going to take you in really close. And I don't know if you can see it really well, but it's really pretty, and it's really fun to do, actually. I put it on a frame, and because I want to have the two hands free, and I really am enjoying it. I worked on it a couple days this week to get this one done, and I posted, I think when I was halfway done, I posted it on Instagram. If you enjoy beading at all, like if you enjoy doing on memorabilias or on Mill Hill, I think you would like doing the beaded embroidery. It's all beading though. I mean, that's the thread that you use is just a white thread, and you're just using tent stitches. And I kind of like, I had said last week that I got inspired to buy this by Julie from Stitching at the Cabin. She had also showed this little bead finger, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. What do they call it on here? Bead nabber. This one, low round bead nabber. And I got two of them from 123 Stitch, and it works really well. So what it is, it's kind of like the little circle on it. It's kind of like the prong side of Velcro, but then it's impregnated with some kind of rubbery, slightly sticky stuff. So basically what I do is I lay out diamond painting trays, because I have a ton of them. If you do any kind of diamond painting, you'll end up with tons of these trays. So I lay out the little green trays, and then I have sorted my beads into little containers. Again, when I was doing diamond painting, I purchased a bunch of them, and so I have them, and now I use them for all my beads. Like my Mill Hill, I sort them into those, and yeah, that's just how I do it. But anyway, so I take the little container, I pour a little bit out in the tray, I put the container on the tray so I don't forget, you know, because the container's marked with the symbol for the pattern, and then as I'm stitching, I take, you know, and dip into the beads, and then I can pick them up off my finger with the needle, and it works really well. So I'm really glad that I found that little bead nabber, because it's going to be really helpful for when I do my memorabilias and Mill Hill and everything. So yeah, so I am enjoying this quite a bit. I think I'm going to work on this little section right here today, because I kind of wanted to try the purple beads. Those are the only ones that I haven't worked with yet. So yeah, so I'm enjoying this. It's going to take quite a while to do it, I think, but I am enjoying it. And then the last thing that I started this week, which you guys have been hearing about forever, is I started my Night Walk Down by the Blue Flower for my Black Cat birthday sal. And I went ahead and I started it on the linen. So, this is only really the second time that I've used linen. The first time I did that the little mermaid piece, and I told you guys I did not love linen, but I decided I kind of had to give it a fair shot and really try it on a really good project, and this is a better piece of linen. So that's my start. I'm still not sure that I'm a fan of linen. I mean, I'm gonna do this project and I can do it. I just, you know, after I was working on this for a while, I went and I worked on Ella, and just the difference between the linen and the even weave. The even weave was just so easy to see everything. Now granted, Ella's on 28 count and this is, what, I think 36 count. So that might be part of it, but it's just counting, you know, the difference with the thickness of the threads in the linen. I'm not loving it, but I'm gonna love this project. Yeah, it didn't help that the first couple colors that I was picking were colors that kind of are hard to see on the fabric. I mean, I think it's gonna be fine in the whole overall design, but when you're just doing one thread, they're a little hard to see. So I don't know. I'm not gonna give up on this one because I love it too much. I do have that piece of damask aida in here. If I hate it, if I get to the point where it's like I'm not gonna work on this, I can switch over. But I really think that I'm gonna love the piece of linen that I'm using is gorgeous. I mean, I dyed it myself. It's an opalescent. I just think it's such a pretty piece of fabric. I did a center start, which I normally don't do that. I normally do a left corner start, but this has a big border and I thought I would rather get into the actual piece. So, I mean, I know it doesn't look like anything yet, but that is, I mean, the moon's there, her arm, her hand, part of her hair, and yeah. So this is for my Black Cat birthday sal. Oops, and I just flipped my needle somewhere. Okay, I hope I don't find that. I hope I don't find that with my foot. So yeah, anyone who would like to join in on that, I haven't even posted this on Instagram yet, so I'm really bad about posting stuff on Instagram, you guys. It's just not my favorite way to do things. So, but anybody that would like to join in, please do so. You know, I'm gonna be posting, well, I guess until I'm done with this. Last year, my Black Cat birthday style project, it only took me the month of August, but I think this one's gonna take longer, so. Okay, so that was all, oops, that was all of my new starts. And then I just had a couple additional whips this week. It was the 29th. So I did work on Froth and Bubble on Thursday. I didn't do very much on it. I just wasn't feeling great. So I filled in, I did a little bit more of the black here. I filled in all of these bubbly things and I started the fill in right there. But that's really all I did. And I just didn't feel like working on Thursday night. I worked on this for maybe an hour or so and then I lay down and that was it. And then, excuse me, yesterday I worked on Ella, my Mirabilia, Ella the Frog Princess, and I got, so this whole thing is solid now. I mean, there were some gappy things in here, and then I started kind of moving out into the flowery part. I'm enjoying this a lot. I'm excited about the beading. Yeah, I'm all into beads this week. Hopefully I will be into it for longer than just this week since I have all these plans set up. So, haul-wise, I was not great about not purchasing stuff this week. I did make quite a few purchases, quite a few for me. Heaven and Earth Designs was having a sale, and every time they have a sale, I go on there and look at everything and then say, I don't need any of this, and I turn it off, and then I end up going back on. But because it was a sale, I decided to go ahead, and I got 2 more patterns that I don't need, don't know if I'll ever start, but I like them. I think one of the things that did actually prompt me to go ahead and pull the trigger and buy these 2 patterns is because there was a pattern that I had on my wish list for quite a while, and then I kind of took it out of my wish list, put it back in, take it out, and I thought, okay, I'll get it because they're having a sale, and I couldn't find it. So I think maybe it was retired, and that kind of made me go, oh no, you know, if I really like something, I might as well just get the stupid pattern, especially when it's on sale and it's only like $5 or $6, and then I'll have it, and if I don't ever stitch it, I don't ever stitch it, no biggie. So the 2 that I got is, I got this one, which it's not so much a quick stitch because it's 375 by 335, and I really only want to stitch quick stitches, but I have been so intrigued by full coverage that are black and white, and this one is, it's black and white except for the eyes, and so it's got like 51 colors instead of like the 100 that a typical Heaven and Earth has. So I went ahead and got it. I don't know if I'll ever stitch it, but again, I'm intrigued by it. So, and then the second one I got, this is called an ornament. It's just this round bit, and I know this picture is bigger, so it's kind of like just a section of it just with the cat. It's 162 by 172, and it's called Witching Hour. And that cat just kind of really looks like Baggy, so I thought this was kind of cool. So I got those. Then, one of the other things that I ended up getting this week, completely unnecessary, but just I felt like being organized a little bit. So I ended up getting this box of tags. Again, none of this stuff was very expensive. I got these on Amazon. I got a box of tags and a box of, these are like safety pins, stitch marker things. It's a whole box of these kind of things. All different colors because, of course, I like things that way. But I just decided that I wanted to mark all of my project bags with a tag because the clear ones or the Amazon type ones like this, you know, I can see through them and kind of see what the project is, but the cloth ones I can't, and I just wanted to have a tag so I didn't have to keep opening things and, you know, pulling out 5 different things when I, you know, and then it's a big mess and I have to put them all away again. I did get all of those paper tags that I showed you guys 6-8 months ago. And those work really well, except that because they're paper, they end up getting crunched up and then they fall off. And so I decided to go ahead and just invest in the luggage tags. And the paper tags I use as floss drops as well, so that's not a waste. Yeah, so I got the tags and the little pins, which will last me forever. I think there's 50 tags. If I get to where I have 50 project bags and 50 projects, no, I don't want to get that high. And let's see, what else did I get? Okay, and then so I got a little order from 123 Stitch. I basically ordered because I wanted to get that finger thing, but then I ordered a couple extra flosses. I'm like holding them up and you can't even see them. Oh. I got some more DMC black because I always need that. And then I got a little kit for my mom. Who knows when I'm going to be able to give it to her because I still haven't seen her since, what, the beginning of March. But I got another realist kit for her because it was on clearance, I think, and it's cute and she really likes these little kits. Although she hasn't stitched in a while. She I don't know, got into some kind of stitch confusion on her pattern or whatever, and she needs my help, and so she hasn't been totally into it in the last month or so, but oh, I know she'll go back to it. So, and the last thing that I purchased, I don't know why, I was sitting at work, this is dangerous, sitting at work thinking about stitching, and I really got in my head that it's summer, it's hot, I want to do something mermaid. And I was thinking about a Mirabilia mermaid, and I went and looked at all of them. And one of the things I also want to do about a mermaid is I want to change the skin color of a mermaid. Which sounds funny because this whole diversity, you know, people are doing skin conversions to people of color, which is, you know, wonderful. And I kind of want to do that, but I also want to do skin conversions to like green skin and purple skin. I don't know, I just think that that would be really cool. And so I was looking at the Mirabilia mermaids, and they're all beautiful, but I don't love them all. There's one that I really like, but then I was thinking about it, and it's like, I don't want to have two Mirabilias going. They're just, they're not necessarily long-term projects, but they're longer-term projects. I don't know. So anyway, I was looking at 1-2-3 Stitch, and I came across the Shannon Christine Treasures of the Deep, which is, there's 12 of them because it was done as a sal, and they're all done, they're highly beaded and everything. And so I was thinking, well, maybe I'll get that whole set. But what I ended up doing is I actually went and I picked 7 of them. Yeah, we have 7. And they have this frame, so this is the August one. So they have this frame, and if you did them in all 12, like the frames like connect together, and then somewhere, I couldn't find it, but somewhere there was some kind of like a border thing. And I looked at a few pictures on like Pinterest and stuff of people who had done it, and I didn't love the borders and the little frames around. It almost makes it a little too gaudy. But I loved Little Mermaids. So what I decided to do is I got 7 of them. I'm going to put them in a pattern, like 3 in the middle, 2 on top, 2, you know, so almost like in a circle. And I don't think I'm going to do the borders. I'm just going to do the mermaids and like the stuff inside, you know, the little circles, the little, like they have the little circles. They're all beaded. But I'm going to change the colors. I'm going to change the skin colors. Yeah, so I just have this idea of like these 7 mermaids. So I got this one, and I also got the ones that I like the way that the mermaid's positioned. I mean, that's part of it. Got one. I feel like I'm missing one. I'm missing some here. So I got 7, and this is not 7. Alright, hold on. Ah. Okay. So I got August. I got February. I showed you October. And November. Now, November's the only one that I do not like it when mermaids are sitting like they have knees, because mermaids don't have knees. They have a fishtail, and fishtails don't bend that way. And this one is the only one that I got that has that bend that irritates me. And then I got June. And April. So I got these 7 because I liked partly how they were charted color-wise, definitely how they were charted in their positioning, and yeah, and I'm going to put them in this little pattern that I have in mind. I got some beads from Amazon. Instead of going and trying to pick out each pattern, you know, what the pattern calls for, because I'm going to change colors anyway, I just got a bead pack. And this was, again, not very expensive. they're the right size beads, so I just got a bead pack so I can pick whatever colors I want. And then some of the mermaids have these little crowns that use bugle beads, so I got a little bag of bugle beads as well. And then what I'm going to do it on is I dyed this piece of fabric for it, and I think it came out really pretty. I think that looks pretty oceany. And I'm gonna do it on here. So I am like kind of excited to do mermaids and beading and all that kind of stuff, and I think I'm probably gonna be starting this soon. Maybe this week, maybe not, but I just am in the mood to work on mermaids. So yeah, so that's everything that I got. Not too terrible, but more than I probably should. However, my birthday's coming up, so I'm getting things from different companies that I purchased that, you know, from that, like, oh, you get this gift thing, and you know, so let's see. I think that's pretty much it for me today. Other plans, I'm going to start Satsuma Street Leo on my birthday, which is the 15th. I think I'm going to start on my birthday. I may start around my birthday because I am going to be spending the birthday with my brother and sister-in-law and the kids. So they invited me over and they're like, what do you want for dinner? And they gave me, you know, do you want filet mignon? Do you want lobster tails? So they're planning a little celebratory dinner for me, which is nice since we can't go out and do anything. We're gonna hang out there. That's gonna be right before their escrow closes, I think. So Stacy was saying something about the difficulty in you know, they have to go and sign in front of a notary. I'm a notary, but I can't do the signing for them because Aaron's my brother. That's not allowed. But I was saying that if they can get an appointment to go to the notary place or to the real estate office, you know, and again, they don't really want to do that because of COVID, and definitely with the kids, it's a pain. But I said if they can get an appointment, you know, on that Saturday that I'm going to be there anyway on my birthday, then they you know, I'll stay with the kids for like an hour and a half, and they can go and do that errand without having to put all the kids in the car and, you know, make it a big deal, because, you know, anything with 3 kids is going to be a bigger deal. So she's going to see if that can happen. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys this week. Next week, wish me luck that I don't have too much pain from whatever happens tomorrow afternoon. Again, it's weird. I'm not having the kind of tooth pain that I was having earlier in the week. I don't know why it would come and go. If it was loose, maybe it popped back up into place, you know, if that's what was causing the pain, you know, which that makes me a little bit nervous, because if all it is it needs to be re-cemented, but it popped back up, that means that they're going to have to like pull it off, and I'm just afraid that that's going to hurt if they have to like pull it off to re-cement it. Yeah, so knock wood, I'm not going to be in like major pain tomorrow, so keep your fingers crossed for me. Yeah, I wish it was an earlier in the day appointment. Having it at 5 in the afternoon means I get to stress all day, and I have to be at work and stress, which just, that makes it worse. But anyway, so hopefully I won't be having any fallout from that, and that I will be able to get a lot of stitching done. I have been having some headaches lately, and I think that maybe it might be related to the tooth now. That might be kind of an answer to why I've been having kind of these little, you know, sinus tensiony headaches. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe because of the tooth. I don't know. I hope there's no big infection or anything, but okay, so I guess that's it. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day probably relaxing. I just don't feel like doing very much. My apartment is a pigsty. I really should be cleaning and straightening and organizing, and the reality is I probably am not gonna, because I just don't feel like it. That's me, you guys. I live alone, so if I want it to be messy, well, I don't want it to be messy, but if it is messy, there's nobody I have to answer to but myself, so there's that. I hope you guys all have a great week. Stay cool if it's really hot like it is here. stay relaxed, stay happy, and my little tag, as I always say, remember to be, what is my tag? Oh my God, I've been saying it for a year and all of a sudden it went out of my head. Be content, be kind, and be crafty. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.